Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, I'm going to present about reinterpreting George Orwell's 1984 psychological, political, and structural insights, academic information, table of contents. So my research question is how do psychological, political, and rhetorical frameworks deepen our understanding of George Orwell's 1984 and its relevance to contemporary society? Hypothesis analyzing a 1984 through psychological, political, and rhetorical lenses reveals that Orwell not only critiques totalitarian control but also construct a psychological rich narrative and persuasive strategy that continues to resonate with modern readers facing issue of surveillance, identity, and truth. So, introduction. Um, 1984 has been interpreted in many ways, like politically, philosophically, even sociologically. But it also holds significant meaning when analyzed psychologically and structurally. The novel present a terrifying vision of future totalitarian regimes, but Orwell's intention was much broader. Through the psychological development of Winston Smith, Orwell critiques authoritarianism and demonstrates how language and memory and emotion are weaponized against the individual. Uh, Today we will see how reading of 1984 through these lenses can uncover new meanings and relevance of our own time. So the psychological development of Winston Smith, he is more than a symbol of rebellion. He's a deeply troubled individual shaped by trauma and repression. According to Marcus Smith's psychological analysis, Winston embodies the neurosis of a man trapped in a system that denies his basic emotional needs. His rebellion is not a purely ideological, it is deeply emotional. He craves connection, truth, and autonomy, which the party has stripped away. His psychological unraveling illustrate how totalitarian systems destroy not only freedom but also personal identity and emotional resilience. Winston's impulses and the past. His longing for the past, whether through a glass paperweight, nursery rhymes, or half remembered memories of his own mother, is more than a nostalgia. Smith argues that Winston's subconscious desire drive him to seek emotional security, often in maternal substitutes. He does not just miss the past, he needs it to restore his uh, fractured identity. This psychological escape into memory is dangerous under a regime that rewrites history. Orwell uses this dynamic to show how memory is both a survival tool and a political battleground. Orwell's political attitudes. It is important to clarify that Orwell's political position, as Connors emphasized, Orwell did not intend 1984 as an attack on socialism, but as a warning about the dangerous totalitarianism, especially when economies and ideologies become centralized and absolute. In his letter to F. A. Henson, Orwell explained that 1984 was about the corruption of power, not a condemnation of leftist politics. He still held hope for reform and social justice, but he feared the exploitation of systems built on blind obedience and propaganda. The symbol of a glass paperweight. The glass paperweight is a central metaphor in the novel. Sperber argues that it represents Winston and Julia's attempts to create a world outside parties' control. Its beauty and fragility reflect the delicate space of human emotion and memory. However, this word is an illusion and invitation of the party. As we learn later, the shattering of the paperweight marks the end of this false refuge. Orwell used this object to symbolize both the illusion of escape and the terrifying omnipresence of the state power. Orwell's rhetorical plan. So Orwell embeds his rhetorical strategies within the narrative itself. He constructs 1984 as a cautionary tale disguised in the conventions of thriller and a boy's adventure story. This stylistic choice draws readers into narrative emotionally before confront, confront, confronting them with disturbing truths about surveillance, control, and psychological manipulation. Orwell's goal was to make readers confront fears they already felt but had not yet articulated, making the novel a mirror of both societal and personal anxieties. Orwell's manipulation for the reader. One of Orwell's most brilliant technique is how he manipulates not just his character but also his readers. Uh, 1984 is filled with false clues, misdirection, and narrative traps. Like Winston's, we believe in O'Brien, we believe in a possibility of rebellion, and we are devastated when those hopes are crushed. This shared experience of betrayal creates a powerful emotional impact. Orwell makes us feel what is it is like to live under a regime that constantly deceives. Thus, we don't just read about control, but we also experienced it. Winston and O'Brien. The relation between both Winston and O'Brien is at the heart of 1984. Initially, O'Brien appears to be an ally, someone who understands Winston's doubts and share his dissent. We are encouraged to trust him, but uses this bond to reveal the seductive and treacherous nature of authoritarian power. O'Brien become a symbol of betrayal, not just to Winston but also to readers' trust. Through this relationship, Orwell exposes how fascist systems manipulate emotional loyalty to enforce submission. Death of Nostalgia in 1984. In 1984, nostalgia is a form of quiet rebellion. Winston's yearning for the past is deeply emotional. It's where he seeks uh, truth, love, and meaning. But Orwell, through Smith and um, Spud, shows us that even nostalgia can be co-opted or destroyed by totalitarian regimes. Today, in a world of fast media and digital memory and political misinformation. Nostalgia can also be manipulated, used to fuel nationalism or erase uncomfortable truths. Orwell warns that when the past is controlled, our identities and humanity are at risk. Connection to the modern time, despite being written in 1949, 1984 feels uncannily relevant today. Connors and Sperber argues that Orwell's warning about authoritarianism, surveillance, and language manipulation resonate strongly in the age of big technology, fake news, and data privacy concerns. Smith's psychological insights also remain timely, especially in a world where people feel increasingly alienated, watched, and manipulated. Orwell's novel help us understand the importance of individual consciousness, critical thinking, and the preservation of truth in resisting modern forms of control. So, in conclusion, Orwell's 1984 reveals a deeper layer of meaning when analyzed through psychological, political, and rhetorical frameworks. By examining Winston's character development, readers gain valuable insight into the complex dynamics of human resistance, emotional vulnerability, and the psychological cost of rebellion in a totalitarian world. Orwell's sharp critique of authoritarianism continues to resonate powerfully today, especially in a global context increasingly shaped by surveillance technologies, media manipulation, and threats to individual autonomy. Furthermore, his intricate rhetorical strategy elevates 1984 beyond mere dystopian fiction. It becomes a lasting literary warning and a powerful call to reflect on the essential values of freedom, truth, and critical awareness. So, these are my references. Thank you.
So, Srushti, my question is, how can Orwell's writing style help students and readers today?
Orwell write in that way that we can think, that makes us think deeply, and he also shows that how we can be fooled by someone easily, by manipulation. And so by reading his work, student or readers can think deeply, and they gain a strength to ask a question and spot lies, and they can think more clearly, and these help them to deal with the information we see that in every day life.
So, Srushti, my question for you, how does Orwell's warning about power related to the world we live in now?
So Orwell already warned us about the power which was taken by government or group of politicians, and today we see that similar problems that government had, that surveillance on us. They called it safety, but they secretly watching us, and also they spread false information to manipulate other. So, and sometimes they take rights from us. So this warning of Orwell remains relevant today. Thank you.